Alright, let's just see what got updated here.
Last time we got into a shouting contest with Luke.
Yeah, look at that picture. Rebecca hitting him with the book. Yes.
Yes, the mighty book. The book fool.
Book foo. Perfect. He deserved so much worse than that.
I mean, she kicked him where it hurt the most.
Yes, which is pretty good. Too bad that didn't happen before he impregnated his wife.
Hmm. Is she pregnant though? I don't know.
Yes, Hana's pregnant. Unfortunately.
Eh, depends on who are you asking.
Well, I mean, I'm happy, having a baby is great. I just wish the father wasn't that jerk.
It could be anyone else but him.
Yep. Whoa, we're fully maxed out with Zach for Isabella.
Whoa.
Because he's such a
Nice.
sweetheart.
Yes. The cinnamon roll.
So, we need to decide who we want to be with who in the end because I've been thinking and I'm like, I really like Hana with Zach and but I also like Marianne and I feel like she deserves to be happy, so it's like hard for me.
If only this game had a six-way harem.
Right. See, like, even for Hana, her and Zach are fully maxed out. So it looks like we may have already sealed that deal.
Mhm.
That's fine. Zach deserves love. Hey, twin, welcome to the stream.
Hi, twin. I don't know why the app doesn't connect to the chat.
Hmm.
What the hell? Maybe I should log in into the desktop one. Hold on.
Okay. It is a shame that Zach and Isabella can't get together. He deserves more options than just Hana.
Same.
I'm excited for Ashton's chapter because I like him a lot.
Same.
Alright, so a cloudless night sky greets me when I walk out of the cafe. Beyond the tall buildings, a blanket of stars spreads out before me. Isabella once told me that the best place to view it is someplace outside the city, away from the noise and the obtrusive lights. She'd seen it once in her mom's. Mom? Oh, hold on. Something just happened.
Oh God, what happened?
Mom? first I was calling out and you didn't answer, but I know. Now I just saw that. No, the fridge. Oh, the fridge. You see the ice all over? Oh, so it must be something in the back. One of the waters? Yeah. I don't know. That's not good. Oh, and with all the stuff landed in the. Yep. Scared the hell out of me. You know I'm playing a scary game, so. Oh my god, that doesn't help. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm back. Something exploded in our fridge.
Oh god,
Yeah, not sure what
but
it was.
welcome back.
I was like,
Uh,
I told my mom, I said, I'm playing a scary game, so that really scared me.
yeah, same. I heard something. I was like, what happened?
Yeah, I
Did
think it
someone
was.
sneeze, cough? And then I heard you uh scream mom and then nothing.
Yeah, because I didn't know what was going on, so I was calling out, but she wasn't inside the house. She was in the front, so I had to go get her.
Oh god.
I think it was like a water bottle or something got frozen and looks like the container burst. I don't know.
Oh jeez.
Okay, first scare of the stream is already done.
And it's not the game's fault this time.
Nope. All right. Yeah, I don't think I read this. She'd seen it once in her mom's hometown and another time in the university she used to attend. Then she asked if it's possible to try it out here sometime. I agreed with her at the time, if only because she appeared excited at the mere prospect of it. We made those little plans along with Zachary and Ashton. Though up until now, we never got around it. I think she meant around to it. Okay.
Yeah, typos.
Even so, I find myself enjoying this, despite being told it's only half the experience. Oh, everything okay over there? Uh-oh. Little things, you know? Stuff you learn to appreciate when you're alone. Because at certain times you get to meet people who are unfortunately born with the innate talent to ruin the mood and the scene with their mere existence alone, like Luke.
Mm-hmm.
For example, the very driver of the car fast approaching my direction.
Uh-oh.
Luckily, he doesn't notice me, but the fleeting moment we pass each other by gives me a brief glance of the people he's with. Oh. Uh,
Uh,
I don't think he noticed that she's there.
yeah.
Out for a evening drive, eh?
Yep. Wait, is that an earring?
What?
Is that an earring?
Yeah, he's wearing an earring.
Okay.
Looks like a little pearl stud or something.
Mm-hmm.
Kylie sitting on the back seat with a serving of bread pudding in her hands. And beside him, it must be his wife. She wishes. I'm getting the vibe that the ghost likes him, right?
Yeah.
Because so far we haven't seen any hint of her like doing anything bad to him, so I don't know.
Suspicious.
He takes a turn and disappears at the nearest corner. Okay, bye.
Bye.
If she's with him, that means she's not going to be bothering us, so I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
But throughout the night, that cursory glimpse of all things to bother me has left me wondering what kind of person his wife is. And more than that, is a silent prayer to the universe. I hope I don't ever cross paths with that douche again. Oh, I have a bad feeling you are going to, honey.
Mm-hmm. Especially with that housewarming part.
Right. After having such an eventful day, anyone will think nothing will surprise me anymore. But here I am, standing at the top of the stairwell, watching an odd scene unfold before me. Relief crosses my mind first, followed by confusion.
What is she doing there?
Although, given what happened this morning, the question feels a bit inappropriate to ask directly. What's important is Isabella's here. Yay, I haven't seen her in so long.
Yep, especially considering how her story ended.
Right? It was creepy because we were like, "Oh, is she okay?" She's sitting cross-legged on the hallway, just right in front of her room, with several papers and folders scattered about. Each of them seems as important as the next. Why is she not inside her room?
Maybe she's about to get inside?
More than once, upon giving the scene a quick scan, I spot Briar Realty's logo at the topmost area of the pages. Everything considered, it looks like a mess made by a third grader working on crunch time. The landlady will have a few things to say about this when she finds out. I have a few things to say about this myself, in fact. But something in the calm, focused manner she holds herself at present keeps me from disturbing her with that reminder. She's going through each paper with this intensity. Her brows are furrowed, lips in a tight line, both hands moving in precise movements as she shifts through each sheet. When she finds something of note, she moves closer, nose almost touching whatever paper she's holding, and grabs her phone to call someone.
Ah, hello. Sorry to call you this late. There's something I just want to confirm, if that's okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Thanks anyway. Not that one either.
It's a cycle. She goes through call after call. Then after the last one ends, she shuffles through the pile again and dials another number. Is it work? I've never seen her this engrossed with her own work before. Otherwise, she would have noticed my presence the moment I've reached our floor. After the 9th call, she still appears as oblivious to it as when I have arrived. When she lets out a loud sigh this time, I immediately take that as an opportunity to interrupt.
Isabella, you know the house rules here.
At once, her head jerks back and hits the concrete wall behind her with a thump. I was wondering what that thump was.
Same.
There's the Isabella I know. Glad it's still there. I allow her a moment to nurse it before speaking again.
Becca, you're late. Yeah, I ran into a little trouble at the cafe. But I brought food for the two of us, if you haven't eaten anything yet.
As anticipated, she grins once I raise the bag of food I'm holding. Yet it doesn't reach her eyes. There's nothing of the cheerful glint in it this time. Just a hollow tone for the sake of being polite. Ashton's right. Something's happened.
Yeah, maybe later. I've got to finish this first. Just leave it here. I'll eat it once I'm done. Thanks, Becca. You can't eat this here. You know how the landlady would react. Why are you even working outside? Your room's right there. I know. Sorry. It just feels stuffy in my apartment right now. I'll go back inside once everything's been aired out. I promise. That has never bothered you before. Well, it bothers me now. Oh, really? Just now? I find that hard to believe. Yeah? Shouldn't you be happy? I mean, you've been complaining even if it's not your room. Now I know how you're feeling when it's messy, so I'm going to clean. Isn't that a good thing?
Yes, clean. In spite of what's supposed to be good news, an exhale comes from me, drawn out and slow.
It's a good thing, Isabella. Believe me. But you're as bad as Zachary at lying. What's really going on?
She hastily averts her eyes, a surefire indicator that this is going to be one of those lengthy conversations that can possibly end with the other person angry. Again. It's one thing I'd like to avoid tonight at all costs. Still, I've made a promise to Ashton and Zachary. If she didn't talk to them, who else is she going to talk to? If she keeps this all to herself, who knows what might happen?
Isabella, you can tell me. Is it about your family?
A slight movement of her lips. Although a frown, it's a reaction at least. I'm getting there.
Rose?
She merely shakes her head. Just a little more.
Come on, I know something happened. I don't know if it's because of Rose, but I know it's related to her somehow. You weren't here when I visited this morning, and both Zachary and Ashton are worried about you. If you don't want to tell them, you can tell me. Does it have something to do with work? Office?
If I didn't know her, I might have missed it. She shifts then, her fists clenching tight and teeth biting her lower lip, and there's fear. The look of terror in her is the last thing I expected to see out of everything. Her mouth trembles briefly before she opens them. When she finally voices it out, the words simply spill out of her mouth. One after another. All of it. True to what I promised her, I listen. Because this is something she's been keeping to herself, even from the two most dependable people I know. The fact she chooses to tell me this speaks a lot to me.
Becca, she was there again. Last night? In the office? Boss passed me all of Rose's workload yesterday. For the Ermengarde mansion. I had to stay late to finish them all. And then... when I was about to go home, I saw her. I
So
saw
this
her
is
again.
So this is after the events.
Mm-hmm. So it's good that you and I both refreshed ourselves by watching it.
Yep.
She was standing in front of me again last night, Becca.
Yeah, we had a quick time event that I'm sure I failed at.
I think you felt that as well.
Yeah, I think because even Coco failed it the first time because it was a hard one. But luckily, I think you're able to either skip it or keep redoing it, even if she kills you over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't get away. She was blocking the door. If I hadn't hidden myself, even if I made the tiniest noise, if she found me, Becca, she almost did. If she saw me under my table, I think that would have been the end of it.
Yep.
I'm scared. I'm so scared I won't be able to do anything.
By the end, her hands are trembling, and her breathing comes out in rasping intervals. For a long moment, I let the silence stretch out between us, let her sobs fill it instead. But even as her soft whimpers die down minutes later, there's a heaviness hanging in the air. Not just from her, but also from me. From my exasperation over this whole matter, from my own frustrations over her stupid superstitions. I wish she wouldn't be saying this, but whatever. When she could do us all a favor and grow a backbone. Wow.
What?
Rebecca, what is wrong with you? That's horrible.
Yeah. And she was fearful or something, and you dismiss it?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
She may be young, but she's no longer that young. It's about time to put an end to this. And end to all these typos. I'm trying to think of which game has more typos, this game or Nameless.
I still think Nameless has more typos than this game.
Yeah. She can't keep going on like this. She's still got plenty of years to live out. And what if she goes home? What if we're no longer there to keep her fears in line with what's real? What would she do then? I'm more afraid for her, for what that kind of imagination, wow, what's wrong with my brain today, will do to her, than of what some imaginary monster could. But with the manner she's looking at me right now, there's an expectation in it, a hope and a plea sewn together. She wants me to believe her this time. If it's like that, then what am I supposed to say now? Don't be a dick.
Yeah, basically.
What
Don't
she
press
wants,
don't press B and A and leave.
right? What she wants to hear, what she needs to. No, we're not gonna. That's horrible. This again?
No, the first one. This is why you didn't
I'm not
go
even
home.
gonna save because we're not gonna say this.
Yeah, we're not gonna.
Is this why you didn't go home last night? Yeah.
Yeah.
As much as I want to set her straight, a reprimand isn't what she needs right now. With that pouty face she's giving me, I doubt it'll even end well if I push it. I know her. When she wants to be stubborn, she's stubborn. But there are moments when she can be acquiescing too. Times when she'll be more accepting of what I tell her, despite her inclination to disagree with it. That talk can wait. In the meantime, I'll be the ear that listens to her without judging her, without criticizing her despite my own opinions on it. Thank you, being a decent person.
You should
Yes.
have called me.
She stares at me like I've grown another head, and a laughter slips out. A laughter slips out before I can stop myself.
There? I can't do that! What will you do? Hit her with a book? You'll be dead before that happens. And
I can't
Well,
believe,
funny that you mentioned that.
right? Maybe that's her, like you said, book foo, like she's known for doing that.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, Isabella, I did hit someone with a book today.
That isn't what I'm talking about. After you got out, you should have phoned me.
I mean, I'm wondering at this point, because we haven't had anyone fight back against the ghost yet. Like, can we hurt her? Can we fight back?
We don't know for sure. I mean, is it even possible?
I don't know. I mean, I'm dying to see it. I'm dying to see somebody be like, screw it, I'm not running away. I'm gonna fight you, bitch. Come on. Like, I feel like my first inclination would be to run, but if I have no other option, I would fight, you know?
Like, I will throw a book at the ghost. What action will take? My tongue.
It's alright. Well, yeah,
What will you do?
rather than a book, I would look for, like, because I used to watch that show Supernatural, and for ghosts, it's like they would either use salt or they would use iron. So I would look for, like, a poker stick or, you know, something that has iron in it to try to attack her with it.
Yeah, I know about the salt.
You didn't have to go to Zachary's.
The corners of her mouth curl up. A sheepish smile, by general definition, But this is Isabella. Her smiles are never half-hearted, never lacks her high spirits. In spite of this, I know everything's going to be okay. Somehow. After all, she's learned how to pick herself up long ago, long before we met.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I don't even remember how I ended up in Zach's place. I was in a hurry to get out of the office, and it was already late. Besides, I don't really think you'll believe me if I wake you up over something like that.
That's beside the point. True or not, there are people who will always be concerned about you. There's Zachary, but he's the first person you went to, and you didn't tell him anything. You just slept there. There's Ashton too, and me. But how do you think I'll be able to explain to your aunt or your family if you suddenly disappeared? Think about that.
Right. I'll remember that next time.
Then she grins. Playful and mischievous, a preamble to an old banter. It's still not quite there, still not quite her usual self, but with it, I know we're bound to get her back soon.
Mom.
I told you not to call me that.
Hey, maybe that's her kink.
Maybe.
I send an elbow to her side for added measure, but when laughter follows the familiar gesture, none of it is unexpected. This is what's comfortable. This is how we found an equal ground despite our stark differences. So, for the moment, I accept things as they are. Afterwards, a hush stretches out before us. For Isabella, this is rare. This isn't her. Yet, in this moment, as she fiddles with the edge of another paper near her, as she hugs her knees close to herself and lets a pensive expression linger on her, it feels strangely fitting. As if this is where everything's supposed to lead to if we allowed it long ago. Seconds later, the moment is broken by the sound of a door easing open and a voice begging some little piece.
How many times have I told you girls not to loiter around the hallway? It's noisy. Some people here are trying to sleep.
Oh,
Quiet down or go do your talking inside. I'm pinning a memo to your door the next time this happens. Millennials.
Ouch.
Sorry.
yep.
We won't do it again.
You'd better.
Wow, this game was from 2017? I didn't know that the term for us, millennials, existed back then. I thought it was like a more recent thing for some reason.
I thought the same. So is boomer. Then
Mhm.
again,
Millennials and boomers, yes.
and the Z gen.
The door closes and Isabella starts gathering the mess she's made, carefully stacking them all in her arm. At a loss for what to do, I help her pick them, and for the first time I get a closer look at it. Completely unintentional, of course, but it catches my attention nonetheless, and a confused frown makes its way to my face. Why is she looking through this? Is this like a employee information list?
I think so. It seems like it.
And that makes sense, right? Because they were saying that a lot of her fellow co-workers are missing.
They do? I don't remember that.
Yeah, they were saying in chapter 1 that a lot of them from that Realty Corp are missing. So that's why she had to take more work on before
Oh.
Rose died.
I think I remember now.
But that's what's throwing me off is because I think we were under the impression that only people who saw the letter were getting targeted by the ghost, but then the fact that other co-workers from that office are missing makes me think that they couldn't all have seen the letter, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I look to her for an explanation, but she merely ignores the question in my eyes, takes the paper off my hands, and finishes cleaning up. The last paper she puts on top is a letter. The one she supposedly found in the mansion, and what's probably the root cause of this odd behavior.
Oh no.
She should have burned it by now. Like, I don't know why she still has it.
And then, and even if she would burn it, it would magically reappear.
Oh yeah, of course. I shoot her a questioning look for that, too. But all she gives me is a smile. And in a halting tone so completely unlike her.
Becca, I'll find a way out of this. You guys don't have to worry about me. Anyways, I should go. I'll see you later.
Where are you going?
Getting myself some food. Don't wait for me.
She got food for you. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Isabella walks away before I can stop her, before I can remind her I've brought food enough for the two of us.
Yeah, she say it was for the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well.
Yeah. She quickly disappears down the stairwell, while I'm left standing in an empty hallway, holding 2 bags of takeout. One of them will go uneaten tonight. Just an innocent, passing thought. One that I don't dwell much on as I head back to my room.
Have more food.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's see. Oh, just that she found her looking at the papers. Okay. I ignore all of it, in the same way I've assumed I won't ever encounter that douche again. The brief lull the past 2 days has offered is nice while it lasted. Or as nice as it can get with worries of Isabella's whereabouts creeping up to me every now and then. Look at all these faceless people.
Yes.
She hasn't showed up after that last talk we had in the hallway, and the dinner I've bought had since been given to a different neighbor before it spoils. By all means, this shouldn't be anything to lose sleep over. She's gone on work trips before, usually for a day or two. This might simply be one of those. Although it's often with a message saying exactly where. But it's the dour note she has ended our last chat with that gnaws.
Like an ugly premonition.
And as expected, just as things start to settle, and a steady rhythm finally worms its way back to my routine, Thursday morning brings further disturbance to the now calm waters. With little ceremony, though still enough to ripple through everything. In retrospect, I really should have seen this coming. Luxborn is a small city, relatively speaking. Oh my god, it's Luke, isn't it? Oh, hey, Smooth.
Hi.
You're lurking until you pass out since you should be sleeping.
Go to sleep.
Yeah, get some rest, buddy. Thank you for resubscribing. I can't believe it says that you have been subscribed for 50 months. That is
Wow.
a long time. Thank you so much, buddy. Get some rest. Compared to, say, London or Glasgow, it's nothing but a tiny mass of land boasting a mere population of 68,000. But those numbers alone are nothing to scoff at when standing in a busy street. And if you pay close enough attention, faces taking the crosswalk or riding the subway will soon grow familiar. How unfortunate that out of that number, it has to be Theo fucking Luke I encounter more than once. Oh, of course.
Oh, you know, a few problems popping up here and there that the agents failed to tell us somehow.
I like how it says sleazy douche.
Yes.
Yes.
Nothing a few hired hands can't fix, of course. I would have preferred a place near the city and something that's new to save us all the trouble, but darling wife insisted. Who am I to say no?
Oh, shut up.
Ah, are you kidding me?
His smug head is the first thing I see upon turning into the hall, in spite of the small crowd of parents and students gathered at the corridor for the primary's career day. Why is he there? He's her uncle. She didn't need to bring him, of all people.
Oh, where are her parents?
Right? It's not that he stands out. He's pretty unremarkable at first glance, frankly. However, it's his countenance that draws people's eyes to him. The manner he carries himself with all the confidence in the world, his mere presence dwarfing everything around him. I'm willing to make a bet he's also enjoying the attention it garners him, especially the ones coming from the women.
What an ass.
Yep.
A single glance at him and I know immediately that one way or another, if we ever bump into each other again, my day will effectively be ruined in some capacity. He also exudes that air. The sort that makes you want to run him over with a lorry and pass it off as an unfortunate accident. Get him! With him, it's either you want to punch him or let yourself be charmed. There's no in between.
Why not? Why not do both? Just pretend to be charmed and then punch him in the face.
Yes! Excellent plan. I'll gladly do the honor of the former myself, but alas, there are people around us. Now I'm stuck with having to face one of the two.
I shouldn't have volunteered.
At the time, helping out sounded a good idea. I've no classes left today until after lunch. I could have opted to stay at the teacher's lounge and work on my lesson plans, but that means being left alone with our deputy head and his chatter. He's a good man, but crivens. Oh, that's a new word.
Yeah.
He can talk anyone's ears off. I'm assuming that's some kind of British slang.
Yep.
So the moment an opportunity rose, I jumped on it. It's a simple task to boot. Just deliver a whole box of materials and a few posters for the event. Maybe stay around to assist if time will allow it. I just wasn't expecting him to show up here. Out of the frying pan and into the fire. Had I known, I would have stayed and suffered through our deputy's impromptu speeches about his life crisis instead. But what's done is done. Going back is also out of the question. With how unexpectedly heavy the load I'm carrying is, I'd hate to lug this for a trip back just because my pride can't take another second of interaction with the guy. He's insufferable, all right, but I've had my fair share of dealings with teens of more or less the same temperament, all considerably younger than him, and they listened.
Because they're teens.
Yep. If he wants to be difficult like last time, so be it. But I bet his sorry English ass I'm not standing down. Left with no other choice, I brace myself and suck in a breath, mustering every bit of patience I have as I step into the hall. My grip on the box tightens when I pull it closer to me, and attempt to assume a low-key air as I amble towards the room.
Or you're all pink, so I don't know how invisible you will be.
Right? The box is not big enough to hide my face, even with the stuff piled on top. But if all else fails, I can just hit him with it. Still, a small prayer forms in my head. If there's even one listening out there, please grant me enough restraint. Better yet, I hope he doesn't notice me at all. That'll definitely make my life easier. Seriously, how hard can it be? He's standing a few ways from the door, and there are plenty of people between us to use for cover. If I'm careful, I can just go in, hand in the stupid box to whoever's in charge, forget every plan of staying longer than necessary, and step out as soon as I can. Easy as pie.
Easier said than done.
Yep. But as luck would have it, the exact moment I reach the room's threshold, someone barrels towards me. She latches onto my waist before topping the sudden commotion with a gleeful squeal.
I knew it's you!
Oh, of course it's you.
Yep.
You've ruined everything.
Yes.
You evil, creepy little girl. The force of it nearly throws me off balance, sending the items stacked atop the box tilting dangerously to the sides. Yeah, her voice is like nails on a chalkboard sometimes.
It
Oh,
woke me up.
I'm sorry, Smooth. With the child's added weight at my waist, pinning me on the spot, and both of my hands occupied, watching is the only thing I'm able to do. The short seconds in between slows as everything gradually slides off the box's small surface. Under different circumstances, this would have made for a funny story some other time. Comical, even. Until another set of hands reaches out and steadies the posters, threatening to take a nosedive right to the floor. You know, I'm actually surprised he's being helpful.
Oh, careful now, Daisy. Don't make a mess here.
Ugh. 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 He just
Gag.
decides to call her Daisy just because, I guess.
Does he call every woman a type of flower?
Yeah, because what did he call Isabella? Was it Buttercup or something?
I think so. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't either. My entire body freezes. Upon hearing his voice alone, an irrational impulse to hit him immediately bubbles up. Nah, that's not irrational. That is purely rational.
Yep.
But before my limbs could catch up with what my brain is currently screaming at me, he moves to take the burden off my arms. Irritation gives way to surprise. Then confusion. It is in that moment when my instinct finally kicks in, and I tug the box closer to me before he can fully lift it off.
What are you doing?
What does it look like? You're surprisingly slow on the uptake for someone of your profession, aren't you?
Ugh.
Bloody, doesn't this school have people for this kind of work? So much for being a center of academic excellence.
Oh my god.
Wow.
I'm going to ignore that slight to my alma mater and my work, because that's not what I'm trying to get at. You know what? Why don't we just rephrase that to something you'll easily understand?
Burn him.
Why
Yes.
exactly are you doing this?
Well, you look like you could use a bit of help. Have you seen your face while you were heaving this around?
Mister, I'm pretty sure if there's ever a look on my face, it's entirely because I saw something extremely unpleasant this morning.
Yeah. And the name is
Aren't you a
Rook.
ball of sunshine today, Daisy? Having a bad day, aren't we?
Oh, you have no idea.
I'd put it away if I were you. You might scare the children.
Ugh. Why? Why am I getting this vibe that the two of them are gonna become something.
I hope not.
She deserves better.
It'll be a nightmare.
You don't have to worry about that. This isn't my department. I was just asked to bring these. Anyway, I can handle this myself, mister. The room's just right over there. Behind you, in fact. Now, if you could please move over and make way, it would do the whole world some good.
If you would please jump off a bridge and never return, that would help too.
Or jump out of the window.
Yes. Keeping my voice level throughout is a miracle in itself, but regardless of how polite my request is, he doesn't budge. Did what I've just said merely fly over his head? Were my choice of words actually that difficult to comprehend? Surely it shouldn't be that hard. I think he might be a little touched in the head.
Just a little.
Right? I'd like to ask him that, actually, but Kylie chooses that instant to pipe in.
Don't worry, Miss Pink. Teo's strong. You can leave this to him.
Stop. The voice actress, why?
Uh,
My papa does it lots of times, but I'm not allowed to talk about it to anyone. Teo says it's
Confidential, Munchkin.
Wait, what is your dad and your uncle doing? What?
what?
I'm a little lost. A little concerned.
Same?
That's right. Teo's smart, isn't he, Miss Pink?
No. I want her to just say no. I'm still of the opinion that he's a piece of shite, but I must admit his goddaughter's excitement is contagious, as always. A smile makes its way to my lips. She has yet to budge from her place, though to be honest, I'm starting to lose some feeling on my stomach with how tightly she's wound her arms around it. That's not good.
I'm sure he is, Kylie. But I'm also sure he'll find better use for it elsewhere.
Like helping you out.
No.
Oh, well, that's one thing, but
You heard the kid.
no one's asking you.
You wound me, woman.
And I'm quite certain I can do more damage than that.
A repeat performance!
Yes.
Shall we give it a try? Again?
His face!
Yep.
Lovely.
Love
Lovely shade of blue.
it. He pales, stammers for a bit, until he ultimately decides against saying anything and settles for a brief show of discomfort instead. He's probably having flashbacks of the last time we met. His composure, when he finally regains some of his bearings, says it all. It's nothing short of hilarious, if I do say so myself.
I wonder
I'll
how
have you know that threats never work on me, Daisy.
What was that sign?
I wonder how he would act if we chose the other option instead of picking him.
Yeah. He'd probably be very smug still.
Yeah.
I like to see him flustered, though. It's pretty good.
Yes. I wish he would be a more intense shade of purple, of blue, sorry. And purple too. But that would imply he was choky, which I don't mind.
He might like that, though. Who knows?
Not in a million years, not ever.
God,
Yeah,
I
sure.
think we said this last time, but his voice actor is pretty good.
Yes.
You're assuming it's a threat. How cute.
That
Is he
too.
not?
I'm not scared of you.
I can't believe this grown man he's like, I'm not scared of you. Wow.
just because you landed a hit.
Do go on. Keep telling yourself that.
It was a fluke, you hear?
Yeah, sure. You screamed in pain
Right?
and even
I was
cried.
caught off guard and your damn book left a dent.
Mm?
If I end up in a hospital because of what you did, I'm sending the chief of Luxburn Police after you, woman.
You don't say.
Just give me that bloody box.
He snatches it out of my arms before a single word of protest exits my mouth and quickly disappears behind the classroom. Not that it matters who brings it in now. My poor irritation has already melted into amusement. Oh, prior, not poor.
He's fine.
He's not so bad once you figure out how his temperament works. It's almost similar to a child. I think she could have a better management of him than Hana, apparently.
Mm-hmm. And let Hannah have her time with either Marianne or Zachary.
Yes. Though I still have to ask.
Kylie, did your Tio eat something bad before coming here? He's unusually nice today.
A far-fetched idea, I know, but it's the only reason I can think of why this arsehole is suddenly acting like a decent human he's, quite frankly, far from being. First and foremost, we didn't end our last meeting on a good note. If I were him, I'd avoid the very person who put a dent on his skull, as he so aptly put it. Why is he acting friendly 2 days later? Because he probably has a crush on you, which is disgusting, but yeah.
He always is. But I made him promise to be extra nice to you since you helped me so much. I think you're gonna be great friends.
No.
Oh.
I quickly stomp on the urge to groan loudly or gag at that. He's the last person I'd ever want to be chummy with in this whole city, but Kylie doesn't need to know that.
Are you sure it's not something he ate during breakfast?
I gave him some jelly babies this morning.
Jelly babies?
Really
What are
brought me
those?
lots of them. Mama said I should share, so I offered half of it to Tio when he picked me up.
What, you think they're donuts?
He likes the black ones.
No, I don't think those are donuts then.
Yeah. Then what are the jelly? You know what? Let me Google it.
Okay. Maybe she means like jelly beans?
Oh,
You found
it's
something?
these. Yeah. Let me send you a photo.
Edibles, really smooth.
And DM'd you the photo.
Oh, okay, so it is candy.
Yeah.
Huh, alright.
Oh, that's probably why he's weird. Jelly baby overdose.
He could have done everyone a favor and choked on them while he's at it.
Do you want some? I've got more. I couldn't find Melody or Takanko this morning, but I'm sure they'll be fine sharing some of it with you.
No, I'm not really very fond of them. I was just asking. Oh, where's your mum, by the way?
Out of town with Papa.
Mm. So that explains why he's here.
Yeah.
An unexpected pang hits me at her words. The statement, though innocent enough, unearths a whole trunk of memories from childhood. So eerily familiar. Oh yeah, because her parents are not really in her life.
Yeah.
Portal is out for Switch. Well, we've had fun playing Portal 2. Nights spent eating dinners alone. The number of days coming home to an empty house growing with each passing year. And sometimes, several Christmas Eves spent with relatives instead of my own family. It's too late to think about it now, but when I remember, the dull ache is still there. Familiar, though lessened by the years now. Beside me, Kylie takes a step back, having gotten tired of clinging to me. There's nothing but cheer in her. She doesn't seem too affected by the fact. Although it makes me wonder how much of it is real, and how much is there to mask the loneliness, if there's even one. What a lucky child.
Weren't they informed of Career Day beforehand?
Yeah, I told them all about it. Mama was looking forward to it.
And they still left?
Uh-huh. It's important business, so it can't be helped. They promised to tell me about it when they come back tomorrow, though. Papa said he'll give me a gift if I behave.
Bribery.
I've been a good girl, right, Miss Pink?
Oh, it's a bundle with Portal and Portal 2. That's cool. I'm the type that once I have a game, I'm not going to buy it again for a different console, though.
You always are. But they asked they asked your Tio to look after you? For this?
Nope, they didn't.
No? Then how?
It was supposed to be Tia. Mama likes her better than Tio, so she asked her, but she's sick and had to visit the doctor today.
Oh, so your mom likes Hana better? Of course. I wonder if she's really sick, or maybe it's just her pregnancy.
Yeah, I think so too.
Oh,
But she's
that's
not.
supposed to be a secret, by the way. Oh, but I think it's a bit confusing because Tio said she also went shopping. That's unfair.
Yeah,
Don't you think so, Miss Pink? Mama doesn't allow me to go out when I'm sick.
Yeah, she's not sick.
Yeah. I can't remember. Did she tell Luke that she was pregnant?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It's still okay, though, since Tio always buys me sweets before we go home. I'm gonna ask for a parfait today. Extra large. Don't tell Takako, okay?
Who's Takako? Because that's a
I don't
Japanese
know.
name.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just, for some reason, I'm getting a feeling that she's talking about the ghost. That would be creepy if the ghost is talking to her. Listening to her like this, it's easy to get a picture of where Kylie's fondness for the guy comes from. Yes, he bribes her with sweets, clearly.
Yep.
She's far from a demanding child. Unless you've made a promise of some sort, she never forgets those. She'll make friends with anyone, wherever she is. Buy her a few things and voila, you're settled. No wonder she's so attached to the man. The douche probably showers her with gifts whenever he can. Alright, so we've been in this stream for an hour, which means that now it is Sign's turn to take over the reading.
Okay. I can't say if the sentiment's the same for the latter, however. He doesn't seem the type, and probably just does it for the sake of getting some peace and quiet whenever he's with the girl. classic techniques.
But before that, I'm gonna show him to everyone first. It's gonna be great. No one else has a gazillionaire fairy godfather.
Just imagining him with fairy wings.
Yeah, and a wand.
Mm-hmm.
Also, when I grow up, I'm gonna be exactly like him and marry someone really handsome. Like Tia did. That way, I can be awesome too.
There's some sort of misguided logic in there that I'd like to correct. But before I can say my piece, douchebag steps in, fresh off the commotion from the classroom behind us, and plows into the conversation with every subtlety a wrecking ball has. No shy given despite no one asking for his opinion.
Munchkin, sweetie, trust me. You don't have to marry someone for that to happen.
I don't?
Just do your thing, darling. I'm quite sure you can do great things on your own without lugging around an extra baggage with you.
No, that's not bad advice. Pretty much saying she don't need a man.
Yeah,
Tia married you.
that's actually decent.
Yep.
Kylie drops the statement without any sort of preface. And the moment it lands, the douche finds himself grappling with the conversation.
Yeah, well, that's true, Munchkin, technically. But it's not the same thing.
A small frown creases the girl's eyebrows as she tries to comprehend her Theo's rather vague explanation. It's not surprising either when Luke tenses under the child's questioning gaze. It's familiar. I've seen the same look a great deal of times before. An action whenever he's trying to say something he can't quite phrase. Yeah, relatable. Another second passes before the douche moves, kneeling in front of Kylie and placing both his hands on either side of her shoulder. Kind is the last word I'll ever use to describe the man, but in this minute, there's a smile on his face I can place. Tender by all means for someone as obnoxious as he.
Like, if he can be this nice with Kylie, why is he such a jerk with everyone else?
Yeah, I don't get it.
Oh, Smooth says he needs Sign to audition for a role that involves traditional vampires.
What?
I guess that's his way of saying he really likes your accent and he wants you to voice act for a vampire.
Oh my. It's a curious thing to see. It's not a bit odd.
Listen here, sweetie. Tia was already a great person before she met me.
Yeah, and you try to ruin that.
She is? But I don't see her doing anything. She's always at home.
Not always, Munchkin. Did you know she's really good at numbers?
You're good with them too. You helped me with my homework once.
Well, Tia's much, much better than me. She used to do maths with big numbers.
Oh, like millions?
No. Gazillions. And she's really, really good at it. So much so that her dad let her manage anything that had to do with it. That was even before she met me, too.
Does that mean she's better than you?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, leagues, Munchkin.
Wow, he admitted it.
Wow.
Who are you? What have you done with Luke?
Yes. Who's this decent man in front? He's not Luke.
What the heck?
Yeah, that's surprising. Like Pikachu face.
Right? That's us right now. Except it's your Eevee face.
Yep.
Way, way better than I'll ever be.
For some reason, I don't think he's still talking about his wife's mathematical prowess as his voice trails off. In fact, if I had not been paying closer attention, I have noticed the change in him. The slight shift in his smile from one that's tender to something wistful, like remembering a memory he has always been fond of, but has often kept to himself. And at the fleeting glance of it, a tiny insignificant part of the world somehow also shifts. Opinions changing, impressions move.
You know what? Why don't you ask Tia next time you have homework, hmm?
Okay, next time I'll ask her to help out.
See? No need to marry a good-for-nothing bloke.
Can I also tell her to not stay at home anymore? If Tia's good at it, I'm sure she can help you out too, and Papa. He computes a lot of numbers too. Tia can help him.
You go do that. I'm sure she'll love to hear it, Munchkin, even if it's been a while since.
Another silence from him. Then, without missing a beat, he turns Kylie around and lightly pats her shoulder, in a gesture to end their conversation right here and there. Probably before he can say other things he's never intended to say or a child is not meant to hear.
But off you go first. I think I saw your friend run off to the other classroom. The one with the pigtails? Go say hi to her. You still have those jelly babies to give her, yes?
All right. But wait for me, okay? I've got loads more to show you. They put up my drawing on the bulletin the other day. I'm gonna take you there later. I'll be back.
She soon disappears behind the small crowd, none the wiser to the sudden change in mood around her. Luke straightens as soon as she's gone. The expression on his face grows less kind now that there's no one to reassure.
Ah, he's going back into his jerk mode.
Yep. Despite that, the chuckle still escapes me. His head quickly snaps at me, an accusing glare clear in his eyes. Although it's less threatening now, considering what I've witnessed earlier. Funny how one person's impression of someone can easily change with a minute detail.
Why are you laughing like that?
Don't mind me. I just saw something surprising today. Don't let it bother you.
Putting it like that won't make me any less inclined to ask. What is it, woman? If this is another one of your threats, I've already told you it isn't going to work on me. That good teacher act isn't going to fool anyone.
What makes you think it has to do with you? I could have just remembered something funny. Not everything in this world revolves around you, mister.
I am not daft, Daisy. It's on your face for all the world to see. Now, say it so we can be done with this stupid talk.
I let another laugh. More to delay than to express any sort of amusement over the matter. In truth, I don't know where to start. One wrong move, one wrong word, and I might offend the man.
So?
He's childish enough for that, even if what I'm about to say are just mere honest observation.
I mean, yeah, he is good with her.
Yeah, let's say that you're good at handling her.
All right, let me say first though.
Mm-hmm.
Their relationship went up, but we were being honest.
Yeah. Well, regardless of how he reacts, it's not like I'll have an impact on anything between us. I have no plans of getting too friendly with the man, though he might have some good points. Emphasis on might. The best treatment I can hope myself to give him is to stop thinking of him as a sleazy douche. Besides, after seeing that look on him, I figure someone like him can use a little compliment here and there.
Eh, just gonna give him a big ego.
He probably doesn't get it much considering how coarse his own language can get.
Can't you act a wee bit polite for even a second of your life? It won't kill you. You'll easily get answers that way, you know? Instead of demanding things from people like a temperamental man-child.
Ha!
I'll be nice when I want to be, woman. Don't tell me what to do.
Just proving her point.
And here I was just thinking how you're doing a brilliant job as Kylie's guardian. Was I mistaken?
Was I mistaken? What? Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Stop playing dumb. I hate to admit it, but you actually seem to be good with kids. Possibly even better than most of the teachers here. What do you know?
I'm expecting him to just take it all in, bloat his ego more, and even brag about it. Instead, what I get from him is a sound resembling a squawk. Or maybe that's him choking on his own pride? I can tell above the hubbub surrounding us. Ugh. But when I glance at him, only a mortified expression is on his face.
He's the type who's like, when people compliment him, he's like, no, that's weird. I don't like it.
No.
No? You should be proud of yourself. At least there's this one good thing about you. Isn't that nice to hear? Pretty sure not a lot of compliments get thrown around about you, knowing how you are.
There are a lot of good things about me, Daisy. My hair, for one. There's also my extraordinary good looks. Wax lyrical about those all you want. I'd be happy to hear it any day. Praise anything about me but that.
What is so
Why?
repulsive about it? Even Kylie likes you. Shouldn't that tell you anything about yourself?
Kylie is one kid, not even my own. Trust me, you do not want to see me bring a spawn of my own into this world. It will be an abomination.
Oh wow. Even he thinks that.
Yeah. And yet, you weren't careful because she's pregnant, sir.
Maybe that's why he's like that. He doesn't think that highly of himself deep down.
I guess.
Is that what you keep telling yourself?
Maybe. Is it any of your business?
No. But if I didn't know any better, I'd say this is because you yourself think you're a little piece of shite and somehow it'll pass on.
Yep.
It doesn't work like that, by the way.
That last remark just came out. There might be a sliver of truth in it, but I shouldn't have phrased it like that. Even for my own standards, or the kind of person I'm talking to, it's still quite rude. An apology is already on my throat, but the minute I open my mouth, all of what I've prepared myself to say dissipates. Lost in the moment in front of me. He has turned gaze outside, staring at some point past the buildings blocking the view of the sky, equally lost in his thoughts.
And now I'm wondering if he suspects that Hana's pregnant, or he deep down really wants her to have a baby with him. I don't know.
It's possible. He's a vexing man under so many standards. However, at this moment, the morning light streaming from the window lends his features a certain air. Softer, less severe than what he often flaunts. I might as well be looking at a different man. There's a tender note in his voice when he finds it. The words mutter under his breath, not intended for anyone but himself. It is his redeeming arc.
I guess so.
Nevertheless, it reaches my ears, unintentional as it may be.
You're right. She deserves someone far better than me.
All that talk about self-worth made some sense now. It isn't some profound knowledge he pulled out of his arse. It has come about because he's already been there, likely still stuck in the middle of it. Preaching about your own personal experience is easier after all. Less room for mistakes, more for a dose of self-loathing. What a complicated man. Just when you thought you've already figured him out, he does one thing and says the other. People like him are the most difficult to gauge, or harder to understand. Yet, it might be exactly for this reason why some are so easily charmed by him. It's the mystery that catches them, of wanting to find out what underneath that bravado. I wouldn't count myself among those yet. His winning personality isn't exactly my cup of tea. But sometimes, once you get a glimpse of what's beyond the machismo, what?
Yeah, machismo.
Emphasizing with the man isn't such a steep hill to climb. Empathizing. If the comfortable silence we now share tells anything, that is. Perhaps this is as close to friendship as we can get. Several insults flung around, with a few shared silence in between, and that's not exactly a bad thing.
Alright, well, maybe he could use a good friend like Rebecca.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she'll help him be a better person.
Yeah. He is not exactly a bad guy either, despite the awkward start we had. Maybe it's for this reason that I can't resist throwing in a little comment to lift his mood before leaving him.
You know, Luke, you're not such a bad person.
Is that supposed to make me feel better? I'm touched, Daisy.
Take it how you will, but a little attitude change would help. A lot.
Bollocks. Right, of course. Let me know when you're done with your lecture, ma'am.
And you can probably start by not leaving your wife out while you're having some quality time with your goddaughter. Who knows? Maybe that'll help change how the child sees her.
Where did you even get the idea I'm leaving my wife out? Have you ever even met?
No, but I did see her with you two last time.
Oh, his indifferent expression quickly dissolves into a confused scowl, while I met it with matching perplexity.
Yeah, that wasn't his wife, honey. That was the ghost.
Yeah. It has only been 2 days. Surely his memory isn't that bad.
What? When was this?
At the cafe, after you left. She was sitting right beside you. Kylie was at the back and you were driving.
Daisy, are you sure you haven't accidentally hit yourself with your own book? Because that damn thing's quite thick, and I'm really getting worried about you. It has only been a few days, and concussions can be dangerous. I suggest you have that checked.
Well, you asked. I just answered. It's pretty rude to make her wait like that, by the way.
How can I make her wait when she's not even with us?
What?
It was just Kylie and I that night.
Now you're just pulling my leg.
No, he's not. Luke excels, long and drawn out. His impatience rapidly changing the companionable air around us. In the face of it, I tense. I've accidentally stepped into another minefield. Any chat I've had with him so far has been like this. Why this still surprises me escapes me, but above my worries of offending the man is my own bewilderment. I remember well enough what I saw that night, yet he says something completely different.
Wifey was out with Kylie's mummy that night. She wasn't with us. How do you think I ended up on babysitting duty?
But in the front seat. And Kylie's...
Miss Pink!
Oh no! And Kylie's sobs reach my ears, and then her familiar weight returns around my waist again.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Hot tears seep through my blouse as she buries her face in it, her arms winding tightly around me. Luke and I briefly exchange worried glances, his own lips shut tight with concern. Her cries are soft enough not to attract much attention. Most of the visitors have been ushered inside the rooms by now anyway. Those that still linger, though, watches our little group with great interest and concern. If I don't get a better handle of this situation, I have a feeling Luke will start yelling at everyone soon. Kneeling, I gently pull the girl away from me, cupping her face and wiping away tears, creating little trails on her cheeks. Her mouth is drawn in a miserable pout when she peers up at me.
All right, Kylie, calm down. What happened?
It's my friend!
That's a little too vague, Munchkin.
Let her speak, Luke. Who is it, Kylie? Melody? Or was it the other one?
Yeah.
Did the two of you fight?
She nods, then immediately comes up after, letting herself communicate the story instead, or as much as her shaking shoulders can tell me.
Sign?
Yeah, sorry,
Oh.
Chikorita just texted me.
Oh, okay.
Right behind me, Luke is a nervous half while he shifts on his feet. He must not be used to handling children crying. What a wuss. Oh, come on.
Sweetie, I won't be able to help you if you don't tell me what happened.
Seconds pass before she responds again. I don't know what to do when a child cries either.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have much experience with kids either, unfortunately.
Yeah. The tears are already gone when she finally masters the strength to talk. Her cries subside into mere sniffles.
I mean, the only time I had to deal with them was when I was during like a summer job when I was a teenager. And then there was these little boys who were who were fighting because they wanted to sit on my lap, and then my supervisor was like, "No, don't let them sit on your lap because they're being a little inappropriate." I'm like, "Oh, okay." They're little boys. I don't think they were being perverted, but who knows?
Yeah.
I wanted to give her the rest of the jelly babies, but she won't come out.
Come out of where?
Where? Where is she?
In the little girl's room.
Is she still there?
Another nod.
She won't say what's wrong. I kept asking her, but she told me to go away. Career day's going to start soon. I saw the prizes Miss Alice will give us for good. She's gonna miss it.
Is that what you told her?
Yeah, she won't listen. She won't even take the jelly babies. After I saved it for her, too.
Hi, Chikorita.
Hi, Chikorita. Welcome. Hope you're doing well.
Luke wanted to eat the red ones, but I told him it's not for him. Miss Pink, can you talk to her? Tell her to come out, and I'm really upset with her.
Ah. Just a little childish argument then. Oh, you're finishing up some drawing stuff? That's good.
Yeah, that's nice.
Times like this, I'm glad I teach teenagers mature enough for petty squabbles. I do love being around children, and won't mind having one or two of my own in the future. It takes a whole different level of patience to teach several of them.
Yep.
And that's why I didn't become a teacher.
Yeah. I was very close to. I was in school for it, and I said, nope, never mind.
Yeah, I was close too. I honestly admire my colleagues who willingly took the challenge. Normally, I'll leave this for the homeroom teachers to fix, but I can't just ignore the imploring look she shot me. That's another weakness I have to steel myself against before I ever think of having one of my own. For now, I give in to it.
Okay, tell me where she is, sweetie.
Sighing, I stand up and gesture for her to lead the way. Luke trails quietly behind us.
Okay. Hmm? Oh, I forgot about this.
Oh yeah, same.
Whoa.
When we played at Zachary.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, this was it then, the career day thing.
Yeah. Even with the small distance in between, his apprehension is palpable, understandably so. No one wants to be caught in the middle of a children's spot. But in the end, this is all just a part of my job. I can't just shy away from it, can I? Kylie escorts us to an adjacent hall. Ugh. At this hour, the corridors and the rooms lining its sides are empty.
Now I'm worried again.
Same. Stay for the gentle rustling of leaves, the twittering of birds outside, the tapping of our foot against the floor. The whole area stays eerily quiet. Not unusual, though. This is a part of the building reserved for club activities at the end of the school day. And with the rest of the school busy with another event, it's only natural for it to be this deserted. Come afternoon, right after come afternoon, right after class, it'll once again be filled with people. Goes time for round 2.
Oh no.
For the time being, I focus on the toilets at the far end, heading straight for it.
So instead of waiting for us in a locker, you think she's waiting in the bathroom?
Oh god, this is so classic of horror.
Yep, bathrooms are like number one where they target people for some reason.
Mhm. Luke stays behind, opting to wait for the end of this drama instead, obviously not wanting to deal with another person's skid. Meanwhile, Kylie follows right after me, unusually silent as we approach the ladies' room.
Is Kylie working with the ghost? I'm suspicious of her. Because didn't she act really creepy that one time with Zach?
Yeah,
Like she got possessed or something?
mm-hmm. I remember that. Sometime before we made the turn down the hallway, she had stopped sniffling and started singing a tune under her breath.
Oh, of course. Typical horror movie where a little girl starts singing a creepy song.
Yep.
London Bridge is falling
Yep.
down, falling down, falling down.
Oh no,
London
it's
Bridge is falling down, my fair lady.
this again. Probably to brace or calm herself. Or maybe this is her way of preparing to pull her friend out of her sulk. It certainly reminds me of another person. I make no remarks on it, however. It's all part of growing up, they say. Or learn. The door slightly ajar when we get to it, and from inside the sobs of a girl echo weakly, barely audible even in this kind of hush.
Oh god.
Oh god. Turns out Kylie's not the only one upset about this.
No. No.
Oh god. Save.
Uh,
Despite the situation, a smile forms in my lips as I call out to her friend.
Hello? Hello there? You're Kylie's friend, aren't you? Melody, is it? She's looking for you.
Children can be so amusing sometimes.
mm.
Hmm. Granted, they can be exasperating, especially around this age, but the endearing things about them outweigh those. All you need is enough level of patience.
Career day's about to start, too. You'll have to come out, or you're going to be really late for it. Miss Alice won't be happy if one of her kids isn't there. I heard she brought little gifts for everyone who'll behave. Don't you want to receive one?
However, her cries show no signs of abating. They only grow louder. Not close to a wail. Alarming, regardless.
Um, are you okay?
Uh,
Hmm. From where I'm standing, it sounds almost like she's in some kind of pain, and it's not impossible. They do that at times, hiding what ails them for fear of a reprimand. If it's like that, coaxing her out might be useless. It also makes sense why she chose the loo furthest from their classroom. Wasting no time, I gesture her kindly to wait and amble towards the door, calmly so I don't alarm her. At the same time, a distinct sense of deja vu hits.
No.
Uh, I've been in this position before, behind a door, with someone crying on the other side. My calls ignore as their cries grow into a wail. Just this past week, actually. Even so, being in the same situation before doesn't bring any comfort. I'm putting up for the child beside me. It's a thick undercurrent of worry trickling into my stomach. I take one last breath, then I nudge open the door. It all happens in a span of a second. I don't make it past 2 steps into the room. Her cries abruptly stop.
Mm-hmm.
Light footsteps shuffle behind me, coming to a halt at the door. My heart skips a beat. And when I turn, oh god.
Kylie?
Oh, God.
Oh god.
No.
Why?
Why?
Yeah, why?
Why does she keep possessing this little girl?
See, Chikorita, this is what we're dealing with.
Ugh. Am I gonna have to do a quick time for this?
In any case, save, just in case.
Miss Pink? Miss Pink? Why didn't you help her?
My whole body becomes motionless at the sight of her, words catching in my throat and heart pounding rapidly against my chest. Where is the shotgun? This is Kylie. I'm sure of it. Yet nothing in the manner she speaks or the way she tilts her head in question carries the youth, innocent vibe she always brings with her. As if I'm merely looking at a death flow imitation of a child.
Can't you hear her? She's asking for your help.
But it's not those that triggers a memory. It's those chilling eyes,
Ugh.
calling, beckoning.
Why won't you listen to her?
All at once the memory returns to me. A tide that has receded and now returns to shore with an overwhelming force, carrying images of a single moment from days ago. Of a world passing by in a blur, and of features I can barely discern under the little light there was. Not even a week has passed. In this minute, while I keep my eyes trained on the child before me, they return with such unbearable clarity. There are no horrid wounds this time, no blood streaming down a pale face, thank heavens. Just lips contorted in a small, twisted smile. They brim with venom I've never expected to ever see in a child, sending tiny pinpricks of dread crawling up my limbs and winding up in my neck.
You're a bad person. People like you deserve to die.
Oh my gosh.
God. I can't breathe. Those whispers and laughters again. Judging, mocking, taunting, each scathing words ringing sharp and true against my ears.
I hope she finally believes Isabella now.
Mm-hmm. My throat closes in. My whole body tenses. A chill settles at the tips of my fingers, every digit gone rigid from the cold. With every single draw of breath, any struggle for air or freedom, the cords wrapped around my body tightened, dragging me down.
I think he's down the hallway because he stayed behind.
Mm-hmm. A gradual, torturous descent into another bottomless abyss.
Help!
On and on and on until I lose touch with myself and the world.
Help me!
Until darkness claims me and, unexpectedly, a note. In a distance, harsh and piercing, cutting through the thick stupor and shattering the haze without warning.
Are you ladies done with your business here? I don't have all morning to wait for you two.
Yes, save us, Luke.
Yes! My eyes snap open and the world shifts into place with a ragged gasp. When I glance up, a different set of eyes greet me.
Are you okay, Miss Pink?
She's back to normal.
No anger. No vile hatred in them. Just plain, sincere concern. Bit by bit, I become aware of my surroundings and myself as warm steadily slips back to me. I've reached out to the nearby counter to steady myself at some point, and my knuckles have gone white from how rigid my grip on it is. It's over now, yet the tension hasn't left my body. My heart still hammers hard against my chest in an erratic rhythm, and my breathing still comes in short, shallow bursts.
Oof.
Before me, Kylie fumbles with her hands, utterly unsure of what to do to an adult in what's probably a laughable state.
Did you get sick? I'll call Tio, okay? Stay here and don't move.
No, don't leave us alone.
Don't leave!
No. No need. Just leave me alone.
No.
Tio
No.
will know how to fix you. Oh wait, okay?
I wish I can speak reassurances to her, but I can't shake it off. The dread is there, twisting at my sides in anticipation. At my insides, sorry. Oh, what? I'm no longer sure. Oh god, my throat.
You have water?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
Ah, that's better. Pushing myself off the counter, I break off into a run. Brushing off the anxious look Kylie gives me when I gently push her away on my way out, or the furrowing Luke's brows when I stumble into him outside. Whatever they both saw in my face, I care not to know. Bloody hell, I don't even understand what's happening anymore.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was intense, but I'm glad we didn't have a quick time.
Yeah, same. The tremors continue long after the last of my classes have ended. Although none of my students have commented on it, I've got a few sharing anxious glances. Every time a pen slips from my hand or my shoulder stands whenever called. Goes, damn, almost got her this time.
Yep.
How unusual it must be for them to see the normally composed Miss Gales become a bundle of nerves. Even the most boisterous ones have given me less grief today. You think being on my fourth cup of tea would provide any sort of comfort?
Well, tea is good, but it can't deal with that.
Yeah. Or is it a fifth? Egad, why does counting matter now? The fact that I can easily shake it off this time should tell me something. The last time this happened, I passed it off as some lapse in my part after having been sick the week before.
And it is a natural conclusion.
Those are just stories. A centuries old lore passed by the locals to keep children in line. What place doesn't have those? One of my dad's books even went as far as to describe them as strong part of Isabella's culture. Three gems, women who feed on unborn children straight from a mother's womb. Or hell, there's even that one story about a demon baby. All folklore that never had a smidgen of truth in it, was probably told to scare off the natives there back in the old days. Much like every other one in every other place. The world is more universal than people care to think. But looking at it from where I'm standing now, after staring right into the eyes of that woman, after all the things I've been hearing and feeling, perhaps there's really more to that bloody letter than some awful Halloween prank.
Perhaps Isabella's right all along.
Aha!
Finally!
Finally!
A terrible thing if so. Though that thought doesn't linger long, thankfully. Soon the ringing of my mobile takes my attention away from it. Oh, it's Marianne! An unfamiliar name flashes before me once the screen lights up. My brows knit together.
I'm wondering how she has her picture and her name if it's unfamiliar, you know?
Marianne McCullough. Staring hard at the screen, I try to remember when I've entered this person on my contact list. It takes a moment, but when it clicks, my eyes zeroes it on the book lying wide up my table. Wasn't she
at the
that
library.
one time in the library?
Yeah, I forgot.
I just remember it now as well.
Yeah, that was long time ago.
This shows has been 3 years.
Yep.
Loaned out from the library almost a week ago. I met a woman there by sheer coincidence, a fellow history buff apparently. We were after the same book. The end, she's given it to me. under the condition that I call her once I'm done. To be honest, I've completely forgotten about it until now, and I haven't really taken a peek at it until today. Normally, I'd be done with the whole volume of this size a few days after taking it out, about one or two, depending on how busy I am. But finding a chance to sit down and read through it has been more difficult lately than I anticipated. One moment I'm busy simply grading worksheets, attending a movie premiere the next, then someone suddenly invited me out for one reason or another. Days later, a friend stops showing up in her flat right after worrying reports pop out in the local news. There simply isn't enough time to breathe and get a grip of things. I have been flipping through the pages of said book moments ago, though never really reading anything and merely hoping for a distraction. To no avail. My phone gives out another ring. This time, I do not hesitate to answer.
Marianne?
Hello! Here I was starting to wonder if it was a bad time to call. Is it?
No, not at all. I dismissed my last class a few minutes ago. I'm pretty much free for the rest of the afternoon. Unless something comes up. Is this about last time? The book?
Not really. I was hoping to ask you about some other thing.
So this must take place because the way Marianne's chapter ended was her ending up locked up in that jail cell.
Oh, yeah.
So this is way before then, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sure. What about?
You grew up in this city, didn't you?
It's a peculiar question to ask to someone you just met, but I answer her nevertheless. I'm more curious where she's heading with this by starting with that.
Born and raised, third generation migrant. Why do you ask?
So, you must be familiar with the local lore. The, stories?
So she must have already been seeing the ghost herself and was like wondering about it. Though she could have
Yeah.
just looked it up on the internet. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Quite. If I'm going to teach about history, I'd like to think I am, yeah? But a family friend would be a better person to ask. If you want, I can contact him for you.
No, let's just keep this thing between us, okay? It's nothing too big. Alright. I really don't know how else to put this without sounding a bit crazy. But things have been really, odd.
It makes me excited when people in these kind of situations finally start talking to each other about it.
Yeah, like, finally.
Yeah, like get the whole gang together and figure it out and try to come up with a plan.
And defeat the ghost.
Right?
Do you remember the mansion I mentioned back when we met? My current project?
In hindsight, I should have expected it lead to this. She must not have lived there long if she's just asking about this now. So what's happening with my tongue and lips?
You're tired.
Well, not really tired, more like out of practice.
Well, we'll
It
be
didn't-
doing this once a week, so hopefully that's a good practice for you.
I hope so too. It didn't take a week with Isabella when she arrived, but that's Isabella, superstitious down to the last hair. Though it won't be too far off to think Maria has only started thinking about this recently. She's working on the damn house itself. I must admit, even I'm curious now, despite living here for so many years and having so many chances to look it up before.
The Ermengarde mansion, yes?
Yes, that one. And, the thing is... The thing is... Oh dear, this is a bad idea. You know what? Just forget I ever called you about this.
No!
It must have been the sunny weather. It's making me sick and see stupid things.
No.
No! He thinks
No, wait. It's all right. I don't mind.
there's a moment's pause before she responds again. She's right in that this is a silly thing to talk about, especially between what I assume two people who are pretty grounded on their beliefs with regard to this thing. I won't blame her if she hesitates.
I can't believe I'm asking you about this.
It's fine. Why don't you just think of it as some form of research?
Well, alright. But after this, we're going to forget we ever had this talk.
My lips will be sealed. Now, what is it about the mansion?
Just, what do you know about it? The general gist. The place's past. What happened to the owners? Anything you can give me.
Let's see. To start off,
I do my best to give her a concise summary from the time the house was commissioned 400 years ago and who had it built. Up to the point it got deserted after the last heir's death, and the deed was passed on to Amangar's nearest relative. Frankly, if it weren't for those urban legends persisting, the house would have already faded into obscurity long ago. Demolished, even. These are all nothing she probably hasn't heard of before. Yet there's dissatisfaction in her tone once I finish.
That's all there really is to it?
as far as I know. There's this little bit I forgot to mention about Lady Charlotte Ermengarde's death, but most of those are just theories. Aside from that, this is really everything we've been teaching all these years. Should there be anything more?
No mention of any other weird stuff? Other crazy stories? Or a letter of some sort?
Oh, here we go. My blood runs cold. Any warmth and comfort the tea I've drank has given me prior has instantly been drained out of me. The phone creaks softly as my light bulb on it turns into a firm grip. This whole little bullshit is starting to turn into more than a coincidence.
None that I've heard or read of.
Oh, come on,
You
why?
could just tell her what happened with Isabella.
What does a letter have to do with this?
Oh, no. It was just something I came across. Ignore it. Random thoughts, you know? By the way, I need to run. Thanks for answering my questions.
She ends the call abruptly with only a click of goodbye, leaving my mind heavy with even more thoughts. The mood around my classroom has gone considerably denser in light of what little I've gleaned from that conversation.
Ugh. Darn it, Rebecca.
Why?
Poor Marianne was looking for help and you really didn't help her.
Yeah.
Yeah, talking about the phone call.
I don't think Marianne's lying about her intent. Her interest is genuine. I've given her that, but she's left a lot of things out. I get the sense she only asked because something's happening around her too, and she hasn't mentioned the letter. And if she hadn't mentioned the letter, I probably would have made the connection.
Just what the hell did we get ourselves into?
Hmm.
Of course, there's still a lot of confusing details in this. All of these are just assumptions. No concrete conclusion to be formed with what we have, and if we want to find out what we're really dealing with, I think Marianne's right. There might be something more to those stories. As absurd as it sounds, the very place that gave us the letter might tell us something beyond what we know. And tomorrow night, I have a few more hours of that chance at the housewarming party.
Ah.
Totally not an exciting thought, since the place is privately owned now. I can't just wander around. But it's enough reason to keep the dread at bay, as I step out of the room, ready to put an end to this. However, all those good vibes disappear into thin air when I run headfirst into Luke.
Alright, well, we will deal with Luke again in the next stream.
Yes,
Well, thank you guys so much for coming out and watching. Thank you, Sign, for joining me.
thank you for receiving. No, wait. Thank you for the chance. I messed it up. Sorry.
It's fine. Alright, well, have a great rest of your time zone, everyone. Hopefully this stream didn't scare you too much, huh?
It was acceptable.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like last time and this time it was spooky, but it wasn't anything we couldn't handle because she hasn't attacked us in a while, like direct attack. But I feel
Yeah.
like it's gonna happen next time, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well. Alright, well, take care.
Bye.